The generation furthest removed from apartheid in South Africa, young people under 25, are far less optimistic about the future of race relations in South Africa than those who grew up under apartheid. The newest IRR Institute for Race Relations report has revealed something that completely flips the old Rainbow Nation narrative on its head. Young South Africans born after the introduction of Black economic empowerment in 2003 tend to have views on race relations that align more closely with those of their grandparents or great-grandparents than with the generation that ended apartheid. On the 26th of November, Herman Pretorius from the Institute of Race Relations released the IRR's findings with regard to race and race relations in South Africa today. There are several interesting findings in the report which Pretorius highlights to show how the findings align with his liberal vision for South Africa, such as that most people, regardless of race, prioritize job creation and the fact that even the majority of Black respondents agreed with the statement, all this talk of racism and colonialism is by politicians who are trying to find excuses for their own failures. One interesting little fact from this report that also stood out for me was that white people and Indians were far more likely to report being victims of racism than Black or colored people, with Black South Africans being the group least likely to experience racism in the past 5 years. But there was also one thing the data shows which Pretorius perhaps unsurprisingly failed to highlight: the fact that young South Africans today are actually less optimistic about race relations than older generations. Polling people is an interesting science, not really an exact science, but an interesting one. Various factors come into play in the process of polling, such as the sample, the demographic representation of the sample, but also specifically which questions are being asked and which are not. This is perhaps the most important part of polling. For example, for decades, US pollsters have varied what is essentially the same question between version A, do you think the government is spending too much on welfare? Or version B, do you think the government is spending too much on assistance to the poor? As you can obviously imagine, the findings would radically differ depending on how this particular question was phrased. When the term welfare is used, people tend to be far more inclined to say yes, the government is spending far too much, than they would when the phrase assistance to the poor is used instead of welfare. Likewise, the recently released IRR poll contains statements such as the one that I had just mentioned, which clearly tries to incite a very particular response from the sample audience. Now, I'm not saying that the IRR poll is unscientific in essence. I'm just highlighting that, like all other pollsters, the IRR were looking for a particular result with their poll. The whole purpose of their poll from the very start was to highlight how good race relations in this country supposedly is, which is in part evident in the fact that they limited their sample to registered voters, which in and of itself means that they limited their sample size to 60% of the population, excluding the 40% who are proportionally far less likely to have a firm belief in the liberal democratic values which the IRR embodies. Especially among younger respondents, many of whom would not have yet been registered to vote, they would naturally have picked a sample of voters who tend to be more aligned with their own democratic values, and yet, despite all of this, despite the way the questions were phrased and despite the fact that they excluded those who are more likely to not agree with them, their own core finding did not exactly align with their implicit hypothesis. You see, the central question in their poll, highlighted by its prominence on page 3 of the poll right after explaining their methodology, was whether respondents believe that race relations have improved in South Africa since the dawn of democracy in 1994, not whether race relations are good but just had they improved since apartheid. And shockingly, less than half of the respondents in their poll believe that race relations actually did improve since apartheid. When broken down by race, the findings became more telling. The only race that believes that race relations in this country have improved since apartheid are white people. The majority of black, colored and Indian South Africans believe that race relations in this country under the ANC have either become worse or stayed similar to what they did before, which, given the underlying presumptions of the question, was a pretty bad start. But what is most definitely the most interesting part of the entire poll is the breakdown by age group instead of race. While in total 46% of South Africans believe that race relations have improved since 1994, this figure rises to 62% among those aged 25 to 34, but then again plummets to just 50% for those between the ages of 18 and 24. Overall, the younger South Africans, those under 25, tend to be far less optimistic about race relations improving in this country, holding views that are more similar to those of their grandparents than their slightly older peers. This is particularly telling because this generation had absolutely no experience of apartheid whatsoever. And again, the fact that this poll was conducted only among registered voters is vital to note, as this would most definitely have skewed the poll into overrepresenting liberal views, especially among those who had only recently turned 18. If those who are not registered to vote were included in the context of a political landscape where major political parties are increasingly shifting towards left-wing Marxist radicalism, the results would most certainly appear even less favorable for the IRR's liberal views. This is especially true for the 18 to 24 age group, the youngest group polled. Another example of this trend is the fact that almost 40% of people aged 25 to 44 believe race relations have become worse in this country, which is topped only by those aged 65 and older. The people who are actually old enough to remember anything about the time of apartheid. Generation X and millennials who reached adulthood within the first couple of decades after apartheid ended tend to be much more optimistic about race relations than either their parents' generation or their own children. Indeed, the most shocking finding is that young South Africans born long after apartheid, who are currently in their late teens and early 20s, tend to have an outlook on race relations that is more similar to that of their grandparents and far less hopeful than their older peers in their late 20s and early 30s. Meaning that the youngest generation today feel the same as the generation who actually voted and supported for apartheid if they were white, or who were oppressed by apartheid if they were black. This new young generation who are coming of age in the post-COVID era, in the era under the devastation of the presidency of Cyril Ramaphosa, clearly do not adhere to the liberal values that their parents' generation had hoped they would. They are not the generation of Nelson Mandela. They are the generation of Julius Malema. And they are not the 68ers who established the post-World War II global political order. What we are seeing among Generation Z in South Africa is the start of what we are witnessing in countries like America and all over the West, as well as many parts of Europe, where young voters are becoming increasingly polarized, moving either further to the right or further to the left. This is why the EFF is the most popular party among university students, and our only saving grace in all of this is that these young people are much less likely to vote than their older peers. If all young people had voted in the last election, the EFF would have been close to the DA or even bigger than the DA in its vote share, according to the way that young voters tend to vote and also the way that they feel according to the IRR's poll. Despite Pretorius's best effort to frame the results favorably, The findings of this year's IRR report on race and race relations in South Africa do not appear favorable for the old Rainbow Nation ideal, upon which this democratic liberal dispensation was initiated back in 1994. This completely aligns with a recent video where we highlighted how the multicultural ideal of a Rainbow Nation is collapsing before our very eyes. Check out this video by clicking on the link appearing on your screen right now. And remember to become a member of the Willem Petzer Group. Only with your support can we continue make these videos to bring the truth about South Africa to you and to the world. Just follow the simple steps on the banner underneath me. Goodbye and God bless.